Okay, I'm going to call to order. We have a public hearing to start with, so I do not have a time frame, so I don't know what time it is at the moment.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Okay, directly at 6 o'clock. This is for ordinance number 2026-01. An ordinance of the town of Lakeville, St. Joseph County, Indiana, reestablishing the fire protection territory equipment replacement fund. Be it ordained by the town of Lakeville Town Council of St. Joseph County, Indiana, that a need now exists for the reestablishment of a fire protection territory equipment replacement fund for the following purposes, for all uses as set out in Indiana Code 36-8-19-8.5. Be it further ordained that this council will adhere to the provisions of the Indiana Code 36-8-19-8.5. The proposed fund will not exceed 0.0333 cents on each 100 of assessed valuation. Said tax rate will be levied beginning with taxes for 2026 payable 2027 and will be a uniform tax rate. Be it further ordained that a certified copy of this ordinance shall be submitted to the Department of Local Government Finance to the state of Indiana as provided by law. The tax rate for this fund is subject to certification by the Department of Local Government Finance. Be it further ordained that Union Township is the provider unit of the Union Lakeville Fire Protection Territory, and the town of Lakeville is the participating unit of said fire protection territory. Union Township, as provider unit, is authorized to establish this fund. This ordinance contains or incorporates by reference the contents of the agreement to establish the fund. Duly adopted today. Today is February 2nd.
Okay, I have Andrew on the phone, and he's gonna kind of explain this. Hopefully you guys can hear him. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm not sure. I'm hoping once again that you're able to hear me. This is Andrew Eichman with Senator Dalton Municipal Advisor, and it sounded like you guys maybe just read off the ordinance that we sent over and provided. And I guess to give just a little quick context or explanation, the fire territory with Union Township is requesting that we reestablish the cumulative fund rate in the equipment replacement fund. Right now, the current rate is 0.0331, and the township is hoping to raise it for the fire territory to 0.0333, which is a very, very small increase to the tax rate. And I guess just to kind of explain maybe the impact, I'm not sure who's all at the meeting currently, but I guess to explain kind of the tax impact, or maybe for residents, what that looks like on their property tax bill. So with that increase, that's going to be only 0.2 of a dollar per $100 of assessed value. So, for example, if we take a home that has an assessed value of $100,000, that is only going to be a 20% increase per year to your property tax bill. So an increase per year to your property tax bill. So once again, very, very minor. And for the fire equipment fund, what that's going to do is going to provide a little boost in property tax revenue, which will then be able to be used for just upgrades to new equipment, and then also will in turn just ensure just better coverage and service to the area. So that's kind of the purpose of this ordinance, and why we wanted to bring it to the town's attention, because the township and the town both have to be in agreement for this to pass.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate your explanation. I'm sure that helps people at home listening to the meeting also understand what is happening. So I am going to go ahead and push this ordinance through.
Okay.
Okay.
I think statutorily, I think for this meeting, this is just, we have to open up to public hearing, and then I believe in your March meeting, that's when we can move to adopt
so
it.
we just open it and then we adopt it next month. Okay, got it.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Mm-hmm. No problem. Jacqueline, do you need me on the line for anything more?
Anybody have any questions? I don't think so. I think that's it.
Awesome, sweet. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so it is open, you have heard it, so the next time we come in, we'll vote on it to go ahead and push it through, okay?
Yeah. Let's put it-
I know.
If you have any questions, just
Do you have any
email and I
questions?
can ask him.
I mean, I'm not convinced that,
So,
that we're not voting to.
Okay, so at least you can think about it, think further, and
Sure.
then we can talk about it next
Yes, I
round.
would just, I'd rather, I hope we have April or Lori here,
Same,
so,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
So,
I'll send a copy
since we
too.
talked about the, all the fire stuff, so the town of Lakeville is involved with the fire department.
No, that's,
Let me close, can we close the public hearing? Or do you wanna-
just
okay.
to say, just so Dean understands, so you are opening this, because we'll open one in one of our meetings too,
Mhm.
for
Yeah, I'm
public
opening it.
comment. And then, the way I understood it is then you'll sign your ordinance, we'll sign our resolution, and then we'll take it to the DLGF.
Right,
So, yeah, you do have, I think you have like 30 days
yeah,
to negotiate, because I think our final meeting on it is March.
yeah,
I think that's when you said we'll do it in March and just, okay.
yes, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and close this, and then we can talk more if you need to talk about anything, okay?
Right, we could
Or do you wanna-
do business.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the public hearing for ordinance number 2026.01. What time is it?
6:07.
6:07. Okay, now we're going to move on to the minutes from January 5th. Did you get a chance to read the minutes that she sent? Okay. I'm gonna ask for a motion to pass the minutes for January 5th.
I will make that.
I will second the motion. All those in favor? Aye.
I'll email you guys a copy of this too,
Yes, please.
so that way.
Then we'll move on to the APVs. I'm gonna look at this real quick, okay, because I think that I already left when you sent this. Charlie fees, that's what I was questioning. This is the one that we talked about today?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ask for a motion to pay the bills of $104,429.95.
I make that much.
I second the motion. All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Do we wanna go ahead? Do you have anything else for us?
Just the new business and old business, but we can go through
Do we wanna do new business now, or do we wanna go ahead and do our stuff?
whatever you want to.
I'd rather start with at least utilities. Let's go to utilities, please.
Okay, we got our Christmas lights down on the 11th. We had, two that we had to take in and get repaired that we've gotten back, and it was like $280 to get them repaired, if I remember right. I don't remember, but but those are done.
I'd say it was just one.
I know last year we had done a gift card for,
Texas
for the
Road.
boom trucks.
Yeah,
What's that? Yes, and I forget what his, George, what's his, Pemberton Davis owner's name?
John Davis,
Yes.
he's one of the owners, John Davis.
I know last year we got a gift card for the use of those trucks. I think we should,
if you wanna go ahead and get with him, take care of gift cards for that.
Okay.
See where they took it out last year.
We took it out of Christmas tree lights that we had, none of the fun that we made. That's what we took
I
out.
don't know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just get with him on that and make sure those get out.
I'll just,
It's already done, you know, a little bit.
I'll just go and buy one at Texas Road.
Oh, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
And since we're on Christmas lights, I know I brought up last year about, if we have any money anywhere that we could, $500 a year transfer
Yeah.
into the Christmas fund lights, so we're kind of building that. So we have that, money there for repairs.
Okay.
I don't know if that's still an option,
Are you okay with that, if we did that?
I mean, I am, but I do wanna talk about how we're gonna do it and where it's gonna come from,
yes.
okay?
Okay.
Some of the questions I have about that is where did we get it from before?
Okay.
Because it's been a
It was
while.
always the fire department.
Yeah.
Fix them,
So-
pay
Got
them
it.
for them.
So one of the things I'm wondering if that is something that we should talk about, like all of our Christmas funding in general, whether that's something we stash together or whether that's something, you know what I mean? But yes, I agree, we need to do something, so we'll talk more about this.
Or if it's something we can do, at budget time, look at that.
Yes,
So putting that in there also,
okay,
just so we build it, so we always have something there to keep these things in good repair.
yep, I agree. So what do you have news about the community crossing?
Yes, we did get funded for community crossing, so our doing the bidding, the way we did it, or NDOT having us,
Right,
even though we were turned down for it in the original round, but they had contacted us to put our bids out, and if they got money coming back in from communities that got,
right,
and we must have been one of the first ones to have ready to sign a contract, and we got the letter today that we are funded for it this year.
I am happy to hear that. I was concerned about this.
So, one thing, I know Lori had forwarded, the emails and stuff, but we need to make sure we keep on getting this information back to NDOT.
Right.
And don't wait, but, we can get it done this week, and if you can include us on, the board and myself
I
on
think I forwarded you
everything
guys
going
the
to
acceptance
NDOT,
letter and that,
so.
so.
Right, so just get on that as soon as possible, so it's taken care of, and we don't have to worry about it,
Just do
everything's
it
done.
tomorrow.
And I talked to the pavers, and I told him that we've been accepted, and that we'll be getting a contract around for them, because I believe we gotta have that for NDOT also with our signatures and their signatures, so.
Thank you very much, I'm
Yes.
glad, very happy.
And then also on the, last year's community crossing, I know Jacqueline, I got over here after you left today, but do you know the amount that you sent to Milestone? Cause I think it's wrong.
64.
It was on the stuff we just had.
Okay,
Yeah, it was 64.
$6,400. It's
Yeah.
actually $64,000
Okay.
we owe them, so I don't know if you've gotten that check in the mail yet.
Yeah, redo it.
Because the amount that you did was the, retainage, yes.
Retain it, okay. So it was the total amount, okay. Hmm.
And then, just so the board's aware, I'm gonna probably start here pretty quick. I'm gonna be getting some, quotes for getting a roof on the maintenance garage. We're losing shingles like crazy,
Okay.
and so I'll try to get those, may not be by next month, but just so you guys know that I'll get some quotes that we need to get on that and.
Okay.
And then tower progress, any questions or anything? Right now, the last schedule we got is we're gonna be trying to fill it the first part of March. Haven't been there just because of the weather and stuff. But that's kinda where we're at for that
We're ready.
right now.
Is there anything else we need to cover?
They would check back in their records. I know the town used to pay the fire department $350 a year for putting up and taking down the lights.
We did. Yeah, we did.
So, yeah, so you can check in your records, find out where that came from. to
Right.
make
Maybe
use
use
of
that money instead
Yeah,
of.
that's why I was like, we should
Yeah.
find out where it was before, because I can't remember, it's been a while.
Like, you know,
Okay, it's been a few years, so I don't know.
The town used to pay it?
And that's all I got.
Yeah, we would pay the firemen to do the lights, and then they would take care of them.
Unless Andy's got anything he wants to add to.
Well, there needs to break so the contractor can keep moving.
How long does it usually take to remove the old one after the other one's up?
Well, we're gonna get both of them filled, we're gonna get the new one filled, make sure everything, so there's gonna be a time where both of them have water in it.
Okay,
That way, we can test out all the sensors, electronics on the new tower, make sure it's functioning. So that might, a week or two on that. Once we feel comfortable with it, then we'll drain the old one. And then yes.
I don't know if, we've been with the valving that we're doing, is we've been trying to figure out a way to, our filter plant is gonna be offline. So we're trying to figure out a way to, when they're redo the valving of the filter plant and replace the media, of using both towers, of filling them both and then utilizing them for 2 days or a couple days where they can get a set of filters isolated and filtering again. And then once we do that, we have 2 filters going, we're gonna fill the towers back up again and then take the plant offline again, and hopefully that couple days. So it may go a little longer of demo of the old
Okay.
tower, so we can
right,
utilize it while we're doing improvements in the filter plant.
okay,
That's a good plan.
thank you for the answer.
I didn't know if they told you
That's a good plan. I like that plan better than my plan. So that's good. Yeah.
I was just curious, because people stop and ask us, people stop and ask us
Yeah.
questions all the time, so it's nice to know.
Yeah.
Is it all through utilities?
That is, surround yourself with smart people.
Patrick, do you want to go ahead and get yours?
Yeah.
Yours looks very short.
Okay, our activity for January 2026 had a total of 146 calls for service. Of that, had 19 assists to St. Joseph County Police, domestic on Indian School Road, fire assist on New Road, suspicious person Lake Trail, suspicious person on Locust, assist motorist Kenilworth Road. A lot of these are because of what the weather, the assist motorists were slide offs. Assist motorists on Stanton Road, welfare check on Lake Trail, assist motorists on New Road, welfare check on Leaper Road, crash on New Road, crash on Shively Road, crash on Stanton Road, assist motorist State Road 4, assist motorist Miller Road, assist motorist Lake Trail, welfare check on Miller Road, had a theft in progress on Tyler Road, right, Tyler and Oak, unwanted person Madison Road, and then a domestic on New Road. Had a total of 4 reports for the month, 1 crash report, 1 death investigation, 1 theft, 1 criminal information. 2 tickets written for the month, 1 local ordinance violation written. We had at their pipeline training, St. Joseph County Emergency Management Agency was there, Jim Lopez. I spoke with him, just trying to inquire about as far as for the tornado siren to see where the county is at with that. So they actually ended up, well, Andy would probably know this through DLC, they actually relocated the tornado siren. So it's no longer going by 84 Lumber. They moved it onto Quinn Road, just west of Quinn Trail. They said it was a little higher point, And because of all the new construction that was going on there on Quinn Road, they made the decision to relocate it there.
Okay.
So he thought it should have already been somewhat in progress. So, but since the pipeline training, I haven't driven down there to see whether or not, how much they've gotten done.
Yeah, especially with this weather. I don't know what that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yep, and I can do for the camper, the property owner, Mr. Andrew, was issued a zoning violation for that, so they have until February 15th for fines start. And as well as in the outdoor storage on the front porch.
Dan,
Zoning.
would you like to pipe in?
Sure. Which code book do we use? Do we use the new one that you guys fabricated
The
that
new one.
was never completed, or we use both of them?
No, we have to go off the newest one.
We'll go on the newest one.
Well, the newest one doesn't contain anything for your signage on stop signs or anything like that, so is that enforceable?
What are you asking directly instead of, why are you asking so that I understand what you're asking me?
Well, because you say we're going by the new book.
Yes.
For instance, the greenhouse over here that is an improvement, but then I'd ask Patrick about, off-street parking and paving, which he said they would do, which is not done.
Mhm.
And the old code book tells you how many number of spots you need for
Correct.
apartments and laundromats.
There's also more going on to that property by the same people. There's also is it a house?
Eventually it'll be a house, yeah.
A house and
There's another
parking
house.
off the back, basically.
Yeah, so there's no,
So
under
they just
zoning.
haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
It's coming.
But under zoning, under our code book doesn't specify any of that. Everything, any improvements like that are all done under zoning for our end of it. Our zoning does not have any requirement for off-street parking. It doesn't specify a number, doesn't specify anything. And then as far as they do have to have a surface to park on, which they do, they have spacing there. Typically we do it, typically the standard we do is they have to have at least one per unit, because those are only one bedroom units. It just has to be a dust-free, hard dust-free surface, which they can use Rotomill for that, which they did there. They use Rotomill, and then it's actually water permeable. They cannot use limestone because it's not a dust-free surface. So it can either be asphalt paved or concrete paved or the Rotomill. Those are the options for the surface there.
I do have a question. That is still zoned commercial up front, right?
No, that's all town center. That's town center, which is a requirement. It has to have the business up front.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
why I
why
was
the
asking.
laundromat is there, yeah.
Okay.
No, and it was specifically even put on, it's recorded with the deed paperwork of the requirement for that as well,
Has
because
that actually been opened yet? The actual laundromat?
no, they still haven't gotten all their machines,
Okay.
but they
If their
do have.
lights are on though.
Yeah, they have all the lights, everything's in, they just don't have their machines.
So they are in code by law right now for zoning.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other? You have
Well,
you have some other things.
But by the old code book, it specifies, the number of slots needed and whatnot. And it also details your streets like Patterson and Lake Street is designated four-way stop sign. You don't have any of that language in your new code book.
Okay, I will look into what you're saying.
Yeah, I think
Find out.
it is.
I think it's in there, but
I think it is.
what else? You had other things that you wanted to talk about with, code enforcement, right?
Yeah, like our trash cans that are out the curb all the time.
Mhm.
We've had ordinances for years about those. Yard waste, we got 2 or 3 yard waste piles laying around town that,
Patrick, did you get those addresses that he mentioned in
I hadn't
the
even seen it
official
until I
complaint?
just saw this.
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah.
give that to Patrick so he can look into that.
Yeah.
Is there
that's
any,
just detailing what's around my house, that's not detailing what's around town.
once the snow starts breaking, it'll be much
Yeah.
easier to go around and start getting people to do what they need to do
Correct.
also.
Yeah.
Cause I know some of the trash cans right now are snow. At least right now.
Right, but there again,
So-
snow removal can't.
I understand. Thank you. Okay, so what are the other, one of them was Lorraine Lane, right? What was the other one? One was over by,
Legal court.
still the same house?
Probably would be, that's the only one I can think of there.
Yeah.
Blue?
Schaefer. Corner, Schaefer's a lot.
Oh, Schaefer's old house, yes,
But they're getting it later all year long.
yeah. Just, we need to take care of some of that stuff, so the bad pennies quit coming back up.
And he had come in and Cindy had told him that for his yard waste that's there, that
Mhm.
we don't pick anything up like that, that everybody else in town, if they have a big pile they wanna get rid of, we'll bring the truck over, they can load it and
Correct.
we'll get rid of it, but he
I
never
myself
made
have
any
taken
attempt.
advantage of that with yard
Yes.
waste, so, yes,
So he had that same option.
okay,
I just think there's a whole lot of it all around town that needs to be
okay.
addressed.
I will make sure that we get on that, press harder. Patrick, just so you know,
While we're on that section, we need to do something with the building, the old forklift place, that's ready to fall down.
Can we send a letter yet?
Desperately. That, the cars behind the dairy bar, the old dairy bar, the old museum, those cars evidently belong to that guy, has a garage behind there. They're probably not allowed there, I would think.
so those are the two things that I know that Jennifer Boswell said, those cars need to go,
Yeah, she has to, as
Private
property
property.
owner, then she has to
Yeah.
just let us know, yep.
okay? And the other is we waited long enough for the building next to Jack's Bar.
Mhm.
I have requested several times on record that he needs to be contacted, so if you could start contacting him again with letters, because we are all tired of looking at the broken windows and it needs to be done.
What
He's
about-
had long enough, he's had long enough.
That's what we were just talking about.
That's the
It's-
building
It's
we're
on
talking
private
about.
property, so if, yeah,
I would appreciate it if Victor would even be able to sit down.
well, that's what, yeah,
and
we've talked to
see
him
and
several times.
talk to us to whatever he wants to do.
Yeah,
or
cause
show
he
us
has some
plans.
materials for the front, they're out there.
I mean, the canopy's falling off of it just about.
Yeah, I think it's time because it's just gonna get worse if we don't keep up on it, and it's already way too far behind for my comfort. It actually bothers Lindsay all the time. And I'm trying to be like, not like horrible, because this is a new business that isn't even finished yet. And I'm trying not to chase people away, but at the same time, it's horrible. It looks horrible. So we gotta do something. And if that's putting pressure on them, then put pressure on them. Okay?
But we need to set and write a letter.
Yeah,
Yes, that's what I mean by pressure. Start with the letters, work from there, do everything legally, everything needs to be done to follow, but we gotta follow through on this one. The last thing too, we don't need is for to fall down before it's fixed. And that's my biggest, of losing buildings is bad enough because.
He's
So
had a couple of years already, hasn't he?
it's been 2 years and we have asked. So we need to start applying more
What kind of
pressure.
leverage do we have on him? Can we,
Fines.
well,
I mean,
Yes.
according to Brandy said nothing. But that was.
that
what
doesn't
Brandy
seem right,
said,
but.
I don't know, there should be a way to fine him for code.
I mean,
What do we used to charge them? Not mow the yard. Dan?
Safety code, would be safety, yeah.
Yeah, it's safe.
$75, but-
so.
Yes,
Whatever, I would,
Remember, right?
back then, we hired Blue, whatever, game charge, that's, you know, to clean up and do all that,
But we did.
is what the fee was.
this is absolutely something that is in my stomach every time I go through town, every day that we live, every time we look at that. It needs to be done. Something needs to be done.
It really is a safety issue.
And then our snow removal on our sidewalks. You know, not so much in a residential area, because a lot of those are right at the curb line and they get snow thrown right back on them, but
Mhm.
our main ones out here in front of the business. No blower to do that,
Used to.
used to.
Well, that should be up to the owner to do, that owns the thing. Yeah,
But you guys don't-
we still got it.
You guys opened the can and said you'd maintain all those.
Well, we talked, we would, yeah, but it didn't happen, so.
Well, they need to be
Well,
notified.
it should be up to the owner.
They need to be notified that they need to maintain, because you got people walking out on the highway now to get to Dollar General store, and that's not safe by any means.
Yeah, half time we're walking down the middle of the road.
Yeah.
We don't have a utility department that takes care of sidewalks. I'm just saying, we don't.
Joe,
Unfortunately, we do not have employees to take care of the sidewalks.
No, but in your owner's book, there's a article in there that
Yes.
rectifies back to the utilities department to find someone to do it
Got something to say about that, Joe? Think you can find somebody to do that, Joe?
then. They just wouldn't do
I'm not good at manual labor.
Office people. Is there anything else you would like to discuss?
it. No, just the main sidewalk. Like I said, I'm not talking about all over town.
Okay.
But your main thoroughfare here, I thought you guys made a commitment to maintain that in the grass.
We take care of the grass.
And that's not even ours to do, but we do it anyways. Okay, thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Some things to talk about again. Thank you.
I won't bring that up.
What?
So don't bring that one up.
Which one? What
Things
else
to
do you have?
talk about. I found a list in there from 2020.
Well, I'm sure,
It's got the same issues on it.
I'm sure. Because we don't have a very large employee base. So there are some
Remember, you had
things,
code books that,
I know, I realize that, but there are some things that are much more difficult. And snow removal will be one of them, especially in a year like this. Especially when we have, you're not gonna like when I say this, when we have other
Well-
departments that have said, yes, we will, but we have aging departments that can no longer do the things that they could do 10 years ago. That is very, very different. So you've gotta understand that some of this comes from, and I'm sorry I had to say it that way, but it's, sorry, don't be hurt by that. Please don't be hurt by that. I'm just saying, we don't have a regular utility department that takes care of it, so extras are extras. So we'll do what we can to talk again about that snow removal thing. Okay, especially down the
We
front.
did say we were gonna.
I'll object to that.
Yes, but it gets, yeah.
no, I know.
Sorry, Kelly. I know, Kelly, I looked straight forward. She's like, are you talking to me?
Getting old.
George does more now than he did 10 years ago.
We're all
10 years
getting-
ago, he's cheap.
No, that was the idea to get the snow.
Sorry for offending anyone, but it's just, it's an obvious thing that we know that we have like happening, like to try to keep up with some of the stuff that we did 10, 12 years ago. It's a little different. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? No?
Some of the problem with the sidewalks is the snowplows.
Yeah,
Snowplows pack all the snow up.
they really do. It's, and it happens to be a super bad year this year. What are we at, like,
Except
75 inches of snow already this year is what they estimated in South Bend, so I'm sure we're pretty close, if not over. Yeah, coming straight across from LaPorte, I'm sure we might even have more than that.
Was 20 years ago, or 30 years, maybe 40 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Well, true.
Just because we had some mild winters.
We are still pretty high though. They made a list of it and we are still pretty high even for the bad years. For 20, 30 years ago even. So, okay. Now, do we wanna go to RDC? Do you have anything?
I can tell you a little bit.
A little bit?
We do have to be sworn in, we're gonna have a
Is
meeting
it?
March 3rd,
March 3rd?
yeah, so, we still have an extra spot on the committee. And we were, at our last meeting, we discussed extending our TIF area again, so we'll have to decide which place would be the best way to go, either up there at Road 4, or we even talked about across the street, but that's not really contiguous, which has to be contiguous, so. So we have to discuss that, but yeah, we have to have our, March 3rd will be our meeting with all our overlapping units that we have to notify what we're doing with our TIF money.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
it for now.
That's it for now?
Yep.
It is winter, I know. EDC,
Yeah, I don't have any-
nothing this
I
time?
already spoke with you.
Oh, we are working on
Oh,
plans for the barn, the blue barn.
Okay.
West.
yes, I need
We'll see how
that,
far that
so,
goes too.
okay. Would you like to talk now?
So, yeah, with the town being involved with the fire department, we're all as one. I want to talk about the water bill. Every time we do training, every time we go to a house fire, we get sent a water bill, which I understand we gotta keep track of our water. You know, so this last barn fire we was on a new road, we used approximately 100,000 gallon. We got a bill for a little over $1,300. The most that we can bill for a house fire or any type of fire is $500. So if the town of Lakeville is in with the fire department, why do we get sent a bill?
Can you explain that to him about the water bill and the fire? Do you remember?
I don't think-
Lori knows it backwards and forwards. I'm not the greatest at it, but I do know that there are,
I think when we did I know training wise, that used to be waived, I know. And then
yes,
I think, if I remember correctly, it was when they did the new ordinance and had to do the rate study is why it
yeah, so the rate studies and stuff like that have told us, the people have told us that every bit of water that we use has to be accounted for and paid for.
I think that's for our water bond.
It's the
Yeah.
water bond. So because we have loans out on the water, that's partially the issue. So whatever you're getting charged for is of course per unit of water. We hate the fact that we have to charge for certain things like that, but a lot of it has to do with what we have been told we have to do because of our bonds.
Okay, so can we just give you guys the information, the homeowner's name, the address, the approximate number of gallons that we use, and you guys bill them?
Let me talk to Lori about if that's something and talk to, our lawyer, of course, and to make sure that everything's in order properly, the way that we can do something like that. If they legally tell us we can't do it that way, I don't know yet. I just don't wanna say things that I don't know the full answers to, but I know that part of the reason why those bills, originally what we were taught was that it was supposed to be whatever unit is using the water, regardless of it being a homeowner, because it's outside of town limits. And because you are the other entity that is actually using the water, that was the way it was based off of, but I will see if there's any changes in the law with that, with some of that, to see if there's anything else that can be done about it.
I mean, we could bill, $500, but that don't mean we're getting the full $500.
I know, I've heard a lot of that about like homeowners or insurances and that things, and then people just not paying.
And
So-
then could we just write off that as a tax write-off for like the end of the year?
Whose taxes?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know how, how.
You buy into the water department, you might not have to pay for it.
Well, don't we do that, we go every month, or we pay hydrant fees?
You pay a hydrant fee of $7, right?
I have no idea.
So hydrant fees come off of the water bills,
On the water
basically.
bill. And that's
They're on the
based
water bills.
on the maintenance that they gotta pay about a $37,000 bill every year for fire hydrants. Just for maintenance and repairs.
So there's some
Okay,
things
so
that,
then, but when we're talking the maintenance and repairs then does that cover all the hydrant repairs and maintenance then? So then why would the water company charge the fire department for a water main break that you've had 3 or 4 times since and put the blame back then on the fire department when it was a mile away?
good question. I can find more out for you. We were told that pardon me? Did you have something?
I was gonna say, are your firefighters properly trained on operating fire hydrants? They are.
So, yeah, there was a
So the one that was
situation.
stuck open because they opened it too far and they didn't know how to close it, they had to call the water department to come fix it.
Which one was this? Was
Right,
that
right,
the
right.
fire?
I had to find behind the station. The Joe came out and fixed it that day.
So they cranked it open too far.
Oh, okay, that, I'm talking about a fire that we were pulling from the corner.
Down
and-
past the church, right, somewhere around that
Right.
area?
And then I wanna say we got the repair bill.
Yeah, like $600 or something like that.
Joe, do you remember the exact in and outs of that bill?
Yes, we split it, basically, I don't have the exact numbers, because I don't have it in front of me, but and it wasn't a mile away, it was,
So my
From-
question
And
is,
the
I
reasoning
think
behind
we're
that-
talking to the attorneys.
Right.
I know it is in front of the attorneys.
Right.
But we can't get any response from Brandy as far
Okay.
as the bill's concerned. We
Okay.
just wanna get it off the books.
Yes,
Because
I understand.
basically, how it was explained to us was that, I mean, they've had numerous water breaks there, and I mean,
Mhm.
people have even taken videos. of other water breaks, that we had no fires, that we were connected to that. And, I mean, I guess when I had talked to you at that one time, I had said, I understand if we outright broke it, but, I mean, we had a water main break up here at Tyler's, and then we had one in front of Palmer's, and my question was, do you charge them for those water main breaks?
Palmer's wasn't using a hydrant at the time the main broke.
But there was no guarantee that it was us that it broke.
You guys were the only ones
But
using
then
the
why-
hydrant in that area. Like I said, and I'm not arguing anything. You're right, we can't say that's what happened. That's why I took the bill when I brought it to the town. This is how much water we lost. This is what it costs the town to repair it. So we split the cost, the town ate half, and they agreed to go half and half on the bill.
But it
Half
also
to you.
feels, I mean, and I'm gonna say this, because you guys are part of our fire department. And it just feels like we're getting price gouged. I mean, you have to understand that the final breakdown that I did last year, 85% of the township pays for the fire territory. And the town brings 15% of that. So when we're getting, let's say, a $1,400 bill, I mean, that is hitting our budget. I mean, we're on a very limited budget. And I mean, I can discuss some other things that are gonna hit budgets here in the next year. They're gonna be very detrimental to our community. And so I think we need to be looking at our budgets and fine tuning them and quit gouging. I mean, even if the firemen, let's just say we're part of that. You have to understand the amount of, I wanna say, didn't you guys put like 60,000 gallons on that fire that night?
On the, new road?
No, on Juniper Road.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I mean, and I don't understand it. I mean, the way it was explained to me from the chief was that would take a major force for them to shut that water down to cause that break. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I mean, here we have attorneys now involved.
Yes, and the only reason and I'm only gonna bring this up so that you understand that we run on skeletal money here.
Mhm.
Absolute skeletal. Your budgets blow ours away.
Okay,
So
Not when
if
we
you
have
understood,
manpower,
I
yeah.
understand, and we're not trying to price gouge anyone, or we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, we're not trying to make things, think that we're trying to do things on purpose, because we're not, okay? So
No,
those are discussions where we know that we've been talking about water for years, ask George. George is the one where we changed the rate issues and everything, trying to be more helpful and make it work out better than what it did before.
But here's something too, I mean, let's bring this up, and I didn't come here to argue this, but, you know, I mean, so the town used to donate the waters to training when it was.
Years ago,
Lakeville.
okay,
Okay, I mean, you guys had an ordinance that you signed, you would
Mhm.
provide that training waters to them. And then when we went in the direction of bringing them in full-time, and we are no longer contracted with Lakeville Inc., then all of a sudden, we're being.
so you saw a change after that, because I was not aware of a change.
No, there was.
There was.
There was. And I
There was
went to,
actually
what
stated.
was the first chief? I forget his name.
Tony
Tony Reeves.
Tony,
And I went and basically when I went and talked to Tony, this was when we were in the process of getting this loan for the water tower, applying for grants and everything. And I went and told Tony, I said, if you guys will pay for your training water at this time until we get all of the rate stuff done to where my feeling was we're raising the rate on the homeowners, and then to see the fire department out just spraying water, to me, I thought we were gonna have more problems. So it's like, let's get all of our tower online, it's gonna take a couple years, and then let's revisit it. And I had the same, after he left and, Andy came in, I went and had the same talk with Andy and explained the same thing. Let us get all of our infrastructure done and everything, and then let's revisit this.
Okay.
And that's what, I went to both of them.
okay,
So, but yes, it did change.
we will talk more about this.
No.
Okay.
But,
It's
you know,
not, we're not trying to go out of our way to harm anybody financially at all, but we're also trying to pay for the stuff that we have to pay for also due to water.
and here's
because
the
of what
And
they
I
told
don't have
us.
any issues with
Right.
paying. I mean, we established it into our budget, but I just don't want it to be, I mean, we have to move on. I mean, we have a phenomenal fire department.
I think we're doing, I
And I
think,
think we're doing well.
truthfully, I think we're starting to do well,
Mhm,
okay?
I do.
I think it's improving. I think we're growing. I think it's getting better between people.
Mhm.
I think it's going. It may not be as fast as we want it to be, but,
Yeah.
okay, so I see changes, okay?
No, I do too.
So
These are just some of the concerns that
Right.
they brought to
Okay.
me.
I see changes and we value all of you in our community. So
And I
I
wanna
need you
just-
guys to understand that,
Mhm.
okay?
I wanna say one more thing, just for, we had one house in town for our meter reads that we just did, I think it'll be a week ago this past Friday. They used 57, now nobody's in this house. They used 57,000 gallons of water. So, we read on a Friday, Cindy didn't get our work orders done until Tuesday. I think when we did they used another 26,000 gallons in that house.
And there's no one in that house. Nobody-
No one's in the house. We went and shut the water off and finally got a hold of somebody and it was their toilet running.
I was gonna say,
They are responsible for that water
right,
and plus sewer on top of that
right.
because it went down the sewer. So I don't think we're gouging or targeting anybody. It's the way
I
it
feel
is.
the
If
same. I know.
your stool leaks, you pay. It's not my fault that your stool leaked.
Yeah.
It's not my fault that you used the fire hydrant.
And this all
Put a
stems
dry
from our
hydrant
bonds and
in.
everything
Oh, no,
that we
I-
were told
yeah.
and, you know, we'd like have to account for every unit that's put out.
Mhm.
And that's something that we have been told by them.
And I'm on a fire department that uses dry hydrants. Dry hydrants can be used. We don't have hydrant systems. We don't have a problem. So put a dry hydrant down at the lake and use some lake water. It takes money to produce this water. That's all I'm saying. And
Right.
it's put on the town residents when we lose every 100,000, that's 2/3 of our water tower on one fire.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. And thank you. And we'll talk more. Okay. I'll talk with Lori when she returns about some things and I don't know. And we'll check with all the legalities of being able to do any, and I can't promise anything, but at least you know that we're not purposefully out trying to gouge anybody. We're not. We're just trying to cover our butts too where it needs to be covered, unfortunately. I wish that it was a wonderful world where everything was paid for by other pieces, but it's not. So,
Well, while we're on new business, I do want to, squash maybe a little bit of misunderstanding from your last meeting. I watched the end of it. I know
Oh.
that it was brought up that the township has been in conversations with this Liberty Green Center Township merge.
okay,
And that is incorrect. Just to clarify, there was a meeting back in December where all the trustees in the southern portion were invited. I mean, we had representatives from New Carlisle, Olive Township, Warren, Center, Union, Lincoln, Liberty. Don't know if Madison was there, but there was several of us. And really what it was just to bring us to the table for them to tell us that they were gonna form this larger territory. And that possibly in a few years, they would come and ask these other townships if we were interested to merge with them.
Okay.
So as we speak right now, we have not sat in these studies, been part of their studies, to merge along with them. And I will tell you, we don't, at this time, want to be part of this. I mean, we're looking at substantial tax increases. I mean, they are looking at like $6.4 million budgets, and we sit on less than $1 million for what we do here.
right.
That would take, and I know Dan was in this meeting, I don't know that they have shared these financials. I just was privileged to get it from someone there, and I looked at them, I'm not making them
No, they weren't
public.
gonna have them public until their next meeting.
Exactly.
Those were just,
So I'm not making these public to anyone, but I can tell you that it's a substantial, it would take us out,
Okay.
what they're wanting to do tax rate wise. So just know, if those conversations were to ever be had, since the town is part of our territory,
Yeah.
we
let
would
us
be
know.
having those conversations as
Got
a
it.
unit. We would not be the voice.
Okay,
So just,
yeah,
I want to clarify that because I don't want anyone in the community. I think there's just a lot of conversations at different restaurants and everybody pieces in a little bit of information feed. And then if they see me sitting at a meeting just to get informed, then they just assume that, oh, I'm there and I want to get part of this. No,
okay.
you.
Well, good, thanks for clearing that up. That way
No,
everybody
you will
knows.
know if we're
Yeah.
gonna have those conversations.
Yeah. Is there anything else fire would like to talk about? Anybody? It's nice to see you, George, by the way, it's been a long time. So it's been a long time.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm getting older.
What do you want to talk about?
You really did something.
Oh, yes. So Ryan is out of town right now, but, I know we have been trying to get fire territory meetings more on a quarterly basis, because we do feel that with the direction that we're going, we need to have these conversations, because there's a lot of things that the chief needs to be purchasing.
Right,
And I feel that they need to be put in front of the territory, and they're large purchases. And
Right.
instead of him just bringing receipts and saying, hey, we need this, or hey, we need that. And then it's, I mean, I know that I can look at the budget, but it still needs to be approved. So I guess, and I know right now Lori's not
Mhm.
available. Is
Right.
there anyone that can fill the position so that we could be having a meeting here like in the first part of February?
I don't know if, can we do that, actually?
Yeah, you can. And as long as we have 3 of the 4 board members, and I know Ryan is the one that always tries to put these meetings together. It just always seems like, it's like, you know, it's like, they're like, Patrick can come, but Lori can't, or Lori can't, and, I mean, it's just,
Let me find out more. Let me talk to Patrick, let me talk to Lori,
okay.
and go from there, okay? I don't wanna step, I'm not on the board, so I don't wanna step on anyone
Right.
who's not here and cannot answer for themselves at the moment. So let me look into that and I will get back to you, I promise.
I
okay?
asked that last month and they told me no,
I didn't think,
if somebody could sit in for Lori.
yeah,
Well, you can appoint someone
she would have to
temporarily.
appoint somebody temporarily or something, I don't know how that would work, but let me look into it, find out how that works. If that's something that we can. And of course, you know, we always ask Brandy, because she knows all that stuff inside and out, so. I'll just hit her, I'll send her a question tonight when I get home.
I mean, I do know that as long as we have the quorum, as long as we've got 3 of the 4 sitting there, you know, we can do it. It's just that we can't have like 2 of the 4,
Okay,
so.
let me. I am just gonna make sure that I ask her, okay? I don't wanna. Just don't wanna forget either. I have a lot of notes tonight. Okay. Okay, anything else that you can think of while you guys are here?
Not that I can think of.
No? I did hear you, okay? Just so you know, I hear you. Is there anybody else? Do we have anything else?
I don't know if it's a question, but you might be able to answer, but when Patrick was reading off his list of things he did this past month, I noticed he's in the county or township more often than he is in town. And we just, basically, the town pays his wages, right? I mean, right? I mean,
Yeah,
all your
Yeah, we're
wages
on
come
a-
from the town.
but that was 19 calls out of 146, and that was pretty much weather related. We normally only have around 6 or 7.
But a lot of your work is in the township as opposed to the town, isn't it? City limits,
Not
I mean,
necessarily,
basically.
no. Not really, because that would have been 100 and, out of those 146 calls, those would have all been town calls or traffic stops, and then as far as actually being out of that would have been.
Inside our city limits.
Mhm.
Okay, just curious.
So,
And a lot of
but
the
we
stuff
also
is
have a
full.
mutual aid agreement as far as with St. Joe County, because if we don't have an officer on, they come and cover for us, so that's all part of the mutual aid agreement with St. Joseph County.
Just curious.
Anyone else have anything new they wanna talk about? Or bring up? Andy?
The other thing and I know the fire department guys know this, so I'm not, but I heard the attorney mention about it would take a lot of force it's really not force, it's the speed at which you open and close those hydrants is what creates that water hammer, so I don't know, I don't know the exact situation or anything like that, but it's really the speed at which you're opening and closing those hydrants, it's not the force.
You can't close them fast.
But when you put your gate valves on,
Yeah.
They're gated.
I know, but you don't use
You don't use the.
ball valve like you used to, but still you can turn a gate valve faster than.
But it's the sudden rush and sudden stoppage that creates water hammer, it's not necessarily the force that you tighten, so.
So this is Andy, he's our engineer, of course, but he also is a local resident. So
I
it's always
do
nice to
manual
know that-
labor, I was just kidding around. Got my fancy shoes on tonight. so I
Got your
figured I'd
fancy
say
shoes.
that.
No, interestingly enough, the person that brought, when we were just, they were talking
Yeah,
about
and
it.
I wasn't meaning to be
No,
disrespectful at all, because I could not do what you guys do, so please understand.
We were discussing it at a table, and someone who is very well versed, works in plumbing most of his life, his town resident was sitting there and said, that he worked out on his jobs, but there were many times that these lines broke, and it's because there might have been a rock, or there might have been this, and he's the one that was just more questioning, and I'm like, I don't understand it, and,
I know a lot of the things that we do pertaining to you guys is what we've been told because of our water bonds.
Yeah.
So just trying to cover what needs to be covered so that they can't come back on us and say that we're not doing what we were told to do. But I will bring up some things to see if anything has changed or anything we can find out for you. I will do that. I'll bring it up again, okay?
And I guess just, I have full, respect for them. I could not do what any fire or police do, so I appreciate everything, so it's no disrespect, but it was just, if an attorney mentioned that, that's why I brought
We
it
can
up.
train you how to do it. We've tried.
Yeah. I haven't passed yet. I haven't passed yet.
So do we have any more new business or are we done for the night? No new business. What time is it?
Sorry, 6:57.
I'm going to end the meeting at 6:57. It was nice to see everyone. Thanks for coming. It really is nice to see that end. I don't know about you.
Good to see you.
I'm just kidding.